Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we did look at this level yesterday. Just starting off on the weekly, just want to highlight a few things here. So firstly, we have a pretty solid trend line break. I know there's still a number of bears out there that are saying that this is just another setup for a leg down, and they keep comparing charts to all the different bear markets and trying to justify why they are holding short at the moment. But yeah, my opinion is if you're holding short on this, you're going to get burnt. Straightforward. So we are a little bit above this level at the moment. We'll get down to lower time frames now. This is a decent break of this area, and this level is important because if we can recapture 14,150, it basically means that we have a cup and handle set up here. So there's the cup and there's the handle. Break, come back and retest, and then another move up. The only thing that is in the bear's favor at the moment is that the moving averages haven't crossed over, but have a look at how they are starting to point up. And you can see the oscillators have crossed over and are pointing up. So there's a lot going on here on the weekly, and this is a fairly strong level. So there's going to be a lot of people trying to defend this area, but we've got non-farm payrolls coming out. We had earnings come out yesterday where earnings weren't that great, but Amazon and Google in particular were up 7% for some reason. So what we're seeing at the moment is an attempt to start a recovery, and as far as I'm concerned, that is up 7.7% for the year already, which is significant. And there's a couple of people out there which really just look at data that are saying that October was the low. Now, from a price action perspective, move up, we need to close above this. So we need to come back and test that, and that would validate that that was a low. This is our higher low. We're now looking for a higher high to come back and form another higher low. So that's kind of the long-term outlook at the moment. But anyway, it is looking fairly interesting. So far this week, pullback, move up, massive tear, another one, and then a little bit of what's looking like profit taking. I don't think it's quite a rejection just yet, and I do just want to look left. I just want to see, because I don't see much structure. Okay, so it's a very small bit of structure here. It's basically that area and that tail there. So that's our zone at the moment, and we have to bear in mind of one thing: there is a gap up here. So there is a weekly gap. Get it exact up there. So let's come back. Right, so we rejected that zone, and then we've got a weekly gap. So that is our target, 4225. That is basically what we are looking for. Does look like a bit of flag forming. A little bit of confusion on the 3 hour going into the close. Oscillators pretty much rolling over at the moment, but they can stay like that for an extended period of time. I don't think there's much here that we can trade off, but there's definitely not going to be much off the hour either. So big move up, big down, big up, big down, big up. Probably a range forming for non-farm payrolls. Oscillators easing off quite nicely. So this is the area to pay attention to, 41.47. Obviously, we're looking to stay above that, and it is a big, significant level. So that's also the neckline of the cup and handle. So expect a lot of backwards and forth on this level. If it does drop, if we do get below that, then we'll more than likely move down to this bit of structure here to find some support, and that is at 49.5 or 4100. So that's that kind of setup. Ultimately, for me, the 15 minutes is going to be the one to pay attention to. And you can see, pretty much big up and big down. Nothing really to write home about here. No structure. We're in amongst the moving averages again, starting to move the upside. So it is possible that we do get a break here to the downside today at 41.47. Move down, find support lower down, and then attempt the break above here again. So big area of resistance up here. So this 4200, so it's a massive area of resistance. And we've only attempted it twice on the 15 minutes, say once on the hour if you look at that thing. So normally you get you know, 2 to 3, sometimes more attempts at a level before you break through. So I would expect another attempt at it. I don't think it's over, but I think you're probably just going to range today, well, at least until non-farm payrolls. And if non-farm payrolls is a huge catalyst, then you may break above it and sort of close that gap at 42.25 and have a weekly close up there. Or what you may end up with is if it's sort of a negative number, you're going to come back and close this gap to the downside, well, these two gaps to the downside at 4100. So yeah, to be honest, looking at everything, I think it's probably wise just to wait this last bit of data coming out today and then really just build your structures for next week again. So there have been some really great trades this week, which I've been profitable on. So some really good setups, and I just don't see some good setups at the moment on the indexes or on Forex. Forex I've already written off for today, but there may be something on the DAX this morning, a little bit, another attempt higher. But from the S&P's perspective, I think you're probably just going to range in a really tight range until non-farm payrolls. So in my experience on non-farm payrolls, you get a break, it rallies to a point, and then it just goes sideways into the close. So yeah, I think I'm just going to sit back on this. We'll wait. We'll watch the DAX. There may be something on the DAX this morning. Take that, trade that out before non-farm payrolls, and then just leave this. We'll pay attention to it at the after non-farm payrolls just to see what is going on. Just now we do get some structure sort of breaking through this area, but it's also going to be difficult. If we do drop to the downside, I'll be watching price action because there may be very well an opportunity to buy in down here for a move back up at least to the close or a little bit higher. So that's kind of what I'd be paying attention to. But ultimately, I think the wisest thing here is just to sit back and watch the fireworks. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.